Shalom, Israel. My name is Officer Kayad, one out of I.S.U.P.K, Jamaica. I.S.U.P.K started 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. I.S.U.P.K is run by Commanding General YAHANNA, the one rank and the authority to lead Israel at this time. I say Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai Barakatam to my brothers, Yahweh Shamar Alatan Ba'asham Yahweh Shai to my sisters. Alright, so we have a little story right now, and it relates to the Independence Day celebration, right? So we know that Saturday was Independence Day, and Jamaicans in Canada were seeking to be, you know what I mean, to partake in the celebration, you know what I mean, because they were informed that the Canadian government would, you know what I mean, would portray the Jamaican flag at Niagara Falls, you understand, in lights, in color, you understand? But instead that didn't happen. Instead, this is what happened. We're going to jump to an article, you understand? I'm going to read to you what took place, you understand? This is a Gleaner article and it says, Niagara Falls heartbreak as Bolivian colors rankled Jamaican expats. You understand? So, you know what I mean? Instead of showing the Jamaican flag, they show the Bolivian flag. You understand? In disrespect to the Jamaicans celebrating, you know what I mean, their independence. All right. However, I understood that, you know what I mean, the Bolivians were also celebrating their independence the same day as well. You understand? Let me read the article. Jamaican expatriates in Canada who showed up with high hopes of witnessing the fanfare of Niagara Falls being lit in the colors of the island's national flag on Independence Day, said they were left disappointed, citing an advertisement that the fall would bear the black, green, and gold between 10 p.m. and 10:15 p.m. Saturday. The Jamaicans were stunned when they saw it lit with red, yellow, and green, the color of Bolivia. The South American nation also recognized its independence on the same date. Scores of Jamaicans decked in national color not only visited the venue, but booked hotel stays overnight, while around 30,000 persons gathered at the Niagara Stadium, the National Stadium in Kingston, to enjoy the Independence Grand Gala Saturday night. So too did many Jamaicans turn out 4,873 kilometers away at Niagara Falls. Rush T.Q. Harrison, a Jamaican native now living in Canada, was among those miffed by the perceived slight. You know what I mean? So it seems like a slight, like a disrespect, which it is. You understand? The Jamaicans were so disappointed. They didn't show the Jamaican colors any at all. So many Jamaicans showed up for foolishness. People take the day off to be there and even book hotels, Harrison said in the Gleaner interview. Describing it as an embarrassment, Harrison was upset that the lighting show featured Rastaman color. You understand? You know what I mean? And that is very ironic. All right, the Bolivian flag is the same color as, you know what I mean? You can say the Ethiopian flag. You understand? Which Rasta adapted as their flag. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? They probably saw it as, you know what I mean, convenient to just put the Rastaman color, you know what I mean, as opposed to the Jamaican black, green, and gold, you know what I mean, and thought that everyone would be happy. You understand? And that is another disrespect again, because, you know what I mean, the Rastaman color is really the Ethiopian color and not the Jamaican color. We show you that they have no regard for Jamaica anyway. And I'm just saying that could be a possibility. You understand? Let me continue reading. Ralston Chamberlain told the Gleaner that based on a notification from the Jamaican consulate and an announcement at the Jamaica 60 launch in Canada, Jamaicans drove for more than 2 hours to Niagara Falls for the spectacle. The color was that of Bolivia, who celebrated their Independence Day as well. One Bolivian woman remarked, "Is Jamaican celebrating something? Why so many Jamaicans here dressed in the color of the country?" From the young to the old, Jamaicans of all backgrounds, Chamberlain said. Ryan, another Jamaican, was among those who took the day off with his family. They had also made hotel reservation. He described the effort as a big waste of time and money. We stood there by the fall from 9:30 p.m. to 11 o'clock, and all know we don't see the Jamaica color. It was on the schedule to be shown 10 p.m., Rayan said. See? All right. So, yeah, it is a clear disrespect to, you know what I mean, the people here in Jamaica. You know what I mean? But it begs another question, right? You know what I mean? We don't really have independence. You understand? We don't have independence here in Jamaica. See? But them show you say, yo, them don't respect Jamaica as well. You understand? And them don't respect the government of Jamaica, because who would they have to answer to say that, all right, on your Independence Day, your flag was supposed to show up. Instead, we show the Bolivian flag, and we never show your flag. Shouldn't there be a, you know what I mean, some kind of, you know what I mean, what I call it now, some statement from our government official, you know what I mean, kind of, you know what I mean, blasting the Canadian government, you know what I mean, and the people responsible for the disrespect and seeking an apology. You don't really have that. You don't have that none at all. You see? To show you that we don't have no power here in Jamaica, our government don't have no power in Jamaica, and that shows a lack of real independence. We know that Jamaica don't have no independence. You know what I mean? That idea of independence that they gave Jamaica is a farce, right? We know that for a fact. Because guess what I go on now? See? Them say we independence, but we still reliant upon the IMF. We're still not self-sufficient as a country. You know what I mean? We still an answer to Britain, you know what I mean, in many aspects. You understand? And you know what I mean, we still are suffer as a people. Brought over here into slavery and captivity, and we are suffer bad. You know what I mean? Sufferation not stop. You know what I mean? It's just a different form of slavery. You understand? And then basically just show you straight. So yo, them don't respect us. You understand? Alright, another thing. It could be, you know what I mean, this was also a planned disrespect, because there was this Canadian diplomat who came to Jamaica, which my brother Abadawan brought out, who came just to, you know what I mean, give a bad report of Jamaica, saying that Jamaica is so, you know what I mean, so violent, and, you know what I mean, basically giving a bad report of Jamaica, showing you that the Canadian government don't respect Jamaica in any kind of way. You understand? And this was an ambassador from Canada. You know what I mean? The red carpet was reeled out to him as he come to Jamaica, and he never appreciated the red carpet. You see what I say? And another thing, and this is showing you their lack of appreciation for the Jamaican people who helped build up Canada. Let me explain. You know what I mean? Year upon year upon year, them request farm workers, you know what I mean, from Jamaica to come to their country and slave and those way they call it now, those, you know, let me just call it plantation. You understand? Slave on them plantation. You know what I mean? Many Jamaicans see it as an opportunity, you know what I mean? And we are not bashing Jamaicans who go up on farm work to make a living, because many Jamaicans were able to set themselves up, you know what I mean, based off for the money earned from farm work. But, you know what I mean, their service was necessary and crucial to the building up of Canada. You understand? Canada, if Canada could have done that job themselves, they would have done it. But it was the Jamaicans, you know what I mean, and whichever other, you know what I mean, of our Israelite brothers, who they needed to come up there. You understand? To work them fields so that they can eat. You know what I mean? because them can't do it. So this is another show of, you know what I mean, an appreciation for the Jamaican people, for the Israelites here in Jamaica. You know what I mean? We who go over there, slave, because many Jamaicans over there, you know what I mean, refer to it as slavery. You understand? So go over there, work and help, feed them. You know what I mean? Make Canada, you know what I mean, what Canada is. You understand? And them just slight Jamaica, just disrespect Jamaica by not showing Jamaicans independence. You know what I mean? Jamaica's flag on independence. We show you that them don't respect us as a people. You know what I mean? We are not desired by them. You understand? It is the same thing in America. It is the same thing in America. Our brothers over there. You understand? Build up America. You understand? Them exploit our brothers in the what I call it now, in the sports arena, the entertainment arena, make billions of dollars. You know what I mean? That does not come back to the black community. You know what I mean? And at any opportunity them get, them disrespect black man, or the police kill a black man in the street with, you know what I mean, impunity. You know what I mean? At the same thing we as Jamaica experience, but this now is more diplomatic. Them basically I show you say them don't respect the entire Jamaica, regardless of who our government is, who represent these slaves. We just don't respect the land. You understand? And that speak whole heap of volume in a root boy, because guess what? You know what I mean? If you are willing to slight the entire country because you don't respect the slave, it means a lot. It means that hatred in you for Jamaicans, for the slaves them in Jamaica, is really high. You know what I mean? And may I observe the flag, the colors, you know what I mean? I really think them did want to put up the rainbow flag as a bigger disrespect, but probably just never did it. You understand? Because the red, gold, and green, you know what I mean? If them dilute the colors them, I mean the colors them fuse, it would become the rainbow flag. You know what I mean? I think them really did just want to put up the rainbow flag and disrespect us. You understand? We here in Jamaica, you know, we don't understand how much hatred these people have for we, you know. We think they love us, you know. Them come to an island, them enjoy our beaches, and them, you know what I mean? Them go to, you know what I mean? Them might venture off in the towns and, you know what I mean, heal and greed, and you know what I mean, and you might be able to make a US or a Canadian dollar from them. You know what I mean? These Caucasian people. And you think them love you, but in reality, behind closed door, them really hate you. You're really slaves and them can't stand you. And that is and that stems from the fact that you are the chosen people of God. You might have said, boy, a color thing and rare. I know color thing. It's not all about color. It's about, you know what I mean, your identity on earth. Who you are. You understand? Who you are make you a natural enemy to them. You understand? They will never love you. Now, care the opportunity that you are presented in their country, them not gonna love you. You go there and work you work a little money because, you know what I mean, you don't really know wealth, you don't know, you know what I mean, you live a poor and struggling life. So your opportunity to go over there and make a 400 Canadian a week or 500 Canadian a week, or maybe even more, you know what I mean, is a great opportunity to you. You understand? A great opportunity to you. See? Because you can come back and build up a thing, but you don't even know that, say that a small change, that a small price to pay for them, to make you feed them. Because you feed them and you make them rich by you working in their plantations. You understand? You're feeding them. So it's a small price to pay. It don't mean that them love you. It means that you are carrying out a necessary service for them to survive. That's all that is. You understand? Yeah, man. And yeah, so and to our initial point as well too, it shows you that it is really the Rastafari community that is recognized and not black people here in Jamaica as a whole. You know what I mean? Them appreciate the reggae music. Them love the reggae music, them love the culture, but them don't love the people. You get what I say? The reggae music, Bob Marley, the red, gold, and green, them love that. So here what, let's just give them and Bolivia, put them in one package, red, gold, and green. everybody happy. We don't need to put Jamaican flag because Jamaica is not really important. You know what I mean? Jamaica not important, so guess what go on? Red, gold, and green for everybody. You understand? Because them love Rasta, though. Them love reggae music, though. Them produce reggae music. You know what I mean? That's all you are seen as, reggae music. And many of us, you know, me show you something too. Many of us proud of that. That all people seeing us is reggae music. Reggae music put us on the map. All right, so you're entertainers. Everybody see us as entertaining, you know what I mean, people. Nobody don't really take you serious. You're an entertainer. You make them smile. You put a smile on them face. You know what I mean? But when it comes to your, you know what I mean, to show your real respect, nobody will show you real respect. Because, you know what I mean, an entertainer is not a serious individual. You know what I mean? An entertainer is no, it's just an entertainer. His job is to entertain. You understand? Your music entertain, but you know what I mean? What is your real purpose? To them, you don't have no real purpose. You understand? Yeah, man. All right, so we're going to jump to a scripture. See? We're going to jump to a scripture, and this is very important. And of course, the Bolivians, they are Israelites too. So we now bash Bolivia. You know what I mean? Those are our northern tribe brothers. You know what I mean? And this don't mean that they love Bolivia and hate Jamaica. Them hate both Bolivians and Jamaicans. But guess what? Them probably just hate Jamaica more and find the opportunity to disrespect Jamaica. You understand? Let me read this. This is the book of Zephaniah chapter 2 and 1. And it says, gather yourself together. Yeah, gather together, O nation not desired. So it's time for us to gather together. You understand? As a people, both the northern and southern kingdom. You know what I mean? Both Bolivians and Jamaicans being the children of Israel. Gather together. And if you don't mind, Sharp, this was an attempt as well to separate Bolivians and Jamaicans. All right, you might say, well, Bolivians and Jamaicans now have nothing to do with each other. We don't know one another. Well, you know what I mean? Maybe them just want to hate Bolivians. Pre-Bolivians are some bad people and them, you know what I mean? Them are one of them too and rare. You know what I mean? Put a wedge between Israel. You understand? Maybe that was the case. You understand as well? But we and the Bolivians are the same people. The Bolivians are, you know what I mean, the natives to the Americas, which are the Taino Indians and the Arawak Indians. You understand? That is the Bolivians, you know what I mean, which we bring out time and time again, that history prove, as well as the scripture prove, that these are the lost sheep, are the lost tribes of Israel, as well as the black people who were brought over here in slavery, in chains. You understand? But now it's time to gather together. You know what I mean? Both Jamaican, Bolivians, Cubans, Haitians, you know what I mean? Black Americans, Mexicans. We need to gather together and separate from these oppressors who try to separate us, who enslave our four parents, you know what I mean? Concurrently, simultaneously, at the same time, them are oppressed, both of us. And at the same time, the more we look at each other like we are the enemy. At the same thing going on in Jamaica with politics. You understand? Same thing going on with politics. The JLP and the PMP separate us, make we look at one another as enemies. To this day, none of we don't trust one another. You know what I mean? We don't trust each other because of that divide that started by two oppressors. You know what I mean? Who founded those two political parties. Meanwhile, destroying a party founded by a black man, which is the PPP, the People's National Party, by Marcus Garvey. They persecuted Marcus Garvey, you know what I mean, to discredit Marcus Garvey, who found the first political party, being a black man. And these two devils, these two oppressors, found two separate parties and separated the black people who Marcus Garvey represented. Of course, Marcus Garvey never had the truth, you know. He never knew that we were Israelites. You understand? But the job was done. You understand? The job was done to divide us, and now we divide even in the homes. You understand? And now, you know what I mean? This could be another attempt to just divide us further. You get what I say? But what we should do, we should divide ourselves from them. Stop giving them our love. How do we stop giving them our love? How do we gather ourselves together? We gather ourselves together by stop eating pork. Stop celebrating Christmas. Stop acknowledging even this Independence Day because it is a farce. You know what I mean? We are not independent here in Jamaica. You understand? If we didn't care nothing about independence, then this wouldn't even be a problem. You get what I say? Stop celebrating them holidays. Stop celebrating Easter. Stop celebrating Christmas. Stop celebrating Valentine's Day and them thing there. Come out of Christianity. You know what I mean? We know what happened in Canada, where the Catholic Church, you know what I mean, rape and murdered, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So many children and buried them in shallow graves over there. Our Canadian brothers brought it out, and Commanding General YAHANNA brought it out as well. You understand? Then bring it out. You understand? That is the, you know what I mean? That is how the Canadians deal with our people. You understand? So we should not give them our love. We should take our love and give it to our people. We should not acknowledge the Independence Day that our government tries to give us, telling us that we are independent while we are slaves to the IMF and the World Bank. You understand? Instead, what we should do, separate. You know what I mean? Come back to the covenant that we have with the Most High. Start keeping his laws again. You understand? That is how we are going to get true independence. The scripture said, you know what I mean? You shall learn the truth, and the truth shall set you free. You understand? That is real independence. And with that, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share upon all social media platforms. You understand? If you have a WhatsApp, you can create a group and just share your videos in that group and add your contacts to that group. You understand? Yeah, man. Facebook groups work as well. You can share our videos in Facebook groups as well. You understand? Follow us on TikTok. You understand? Yeah, man. We are very active on TikTok. And with that, shalom.